Don't forget to like and subscribe.
What's up YouTube? I'm Charmaine Jamil and welcome to another video. So I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably going to be one of my favorite videos so far simply because this one reminds me the most of my childhood. Today we are going to make a seafood boil, also known as a low country boil, at least where I'm from in Midway, Georgia. I used to have family reunions or have family reunions every other summer on my dad's side of the family. And one of the highlights, especially for me as a child, was the day that we got to eat the low country boil. And so if you've never heard of a low country boil, essentially it's just a mix of different seafoods that you get to choose. It can be crabs, it can be crawfish, it could be shrimp, and then you put in some other vegetables in there. You mix all of that up in some good seasoning and you just throw it on the table and go at it. For my family, my Aunt Hattie and my Uncle Van, they were responsible for cooking the low country boils every single year. And I'm not joking, every single year they brought the fire. I have never had a low country boil that disappointed from either one of them. So I called up my Uncle Van to ask him to give me some pointers on how I could make a really good seafood boil at home, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. A lot of times you may see a lot of videos about low country boils, but you may not see a lot of vegetables. And I'm going to explain why we're using a lot of vegetables as we kind of go through the video, but I really am excited about this. Let's go ahead and jump into making our low country boil.
Now let's get into our ingredients. First, you're going to need some bell peppers, lemons, lime, petite red potatoes, sweet onions, garlic, corn, and I forgot to put it in the video, but I do have celery. Our seasonings are going to include cilantro, parsley, black pepper, some Cajun seasoning, Old Bay seasoning, crab oil, vegetable stock, seafood boil, garlic powder, chili pepper, and salt. So now we're going to get into the types of meat that we're going to have in our low country boil. And this is totally your preference on what you would like to include in yours. But today I'm going to use shrimp, blue crabs, and sausage. There are some people that like to put crawfish, they like to put Alaskan snow crab or the king crabs. It's all up to you and what you would prefer.
First thing that we're going to do is go ahead and prepare our base for our seafood boil. But let me ask you this question. Have you ever had a seafood boil that the meat didn't necessarily have a lot of flavor because there was just so much seasoning and spiciness sitting on top of it? So you just had the crab or whatever the meat was and then all of the seasoning, and sometimes your mouth would probably be on fire and you really couldn't taste like the flavor of the meat. One thing that my Uncle Van recommended is that you use your vegetables from your refrigerator, like your celery and your bell pepper, even adding in some vegetable stock to your base and allowing that to really seep into your meat, give it flavor, and then add all of your Cajun seasonings and your Old Bay seasonings. And that's going to be a really crucial step for us to get a really tasty seafood boil.
Prepping your ingredients is a very important task when making a low country boil because it saves time and helps you with the timing of when to add each ingredient to your pot. I purchased fresh corn hulls simply because I like the freshness. However, you can buy frozen or the corn that's already prepped. This is totally up to you. We'll continue to prep the potatoes, Be sure to wash these thoroughly. I wash them in just a little vinegar just to help with the cleaning process. And then the next step is to begin to slice the potatoes. Since this low country boil is a smaller portion, I'm cutting the corn and the potatoes into smaller pieces just for ease of cooking. This next step is just an extra step for me, simply because I bought fresh sausage. So I'm just gonna put it in the air fryer for a few minutes so that I can cut it up. However, if you bought fully cooked sausage that looks like this, all you'll have to do is chop it up and add it to your pot. Now that my sausage has cooked just a little bit, I didn't want it to cook all the way. I'm gonna take it out of the air fryer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and actually slice it up. And these do not have to be, beautiful slices. Just cut them up just so that we can have them to the side and prepped and ready to go. Now that we have all of our ingredients prepped and ready, we can line everything up from the seasonings to all of the prepped ingredients to the side. So that way, when we're ready to add it to the pot, we can just keep it moving. This is the pot that I'm going to use. As you can see, it comes with the cooking basket, which makes it easy to drain the liquid when we're done cooking. Now we're ready to start our boil. My pot holds about 7 quarts of liquid, but to ensure that we have enough liquid, I'm going to make a boil of about 5 quarts of liquid, to which I can always remove the liquid to keep on the side just in case. But I'd rather have more than not enough. Pour your vegetable stock in your pot, which already gives you a good level of salt to start out with. Then you'll add water to balance out the remaining liquid. You'll want to turn your stove up to a medium heat to get a steady boil. While the water is heating up, I like to add just a little salt and pepper to the veggies and potatoes. Once your water has heated up, then add your veggies, and I'm talking about the peppers, onions, celery, and all of your seasonings. Keep in mind the amount of seasoning that you add, because once all of those seasonings come together in the pot, they come together pretty strong. So if you do not want it to be too spicy, a little of the seafood boil, especially if you're going to use that Swamp Fire brand that I have, a little goes a long way. Next, add your corn, sausage, and potatoes to the basket. Be careful with adding your basket to the water. Once they've been cooking for about 10 minutes, you can add your crabs and your shrimp. Make sure to get them down in the water very well. Cook this at a boil for about 7 minutes, then turn your stove off and allow the pot to simmer for at least 15 minutes. Then you're ready to dump the pot and eat.
are good. All right, folks, there you have it. Here is our low country boil. I also have a slice of lemon, a slice of lime. I also have my tools to crack the claws when I put it in my bowl. And that's it. So I hope you like this video. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching.